Dark Souls Archthrones demo is finally out, and here's everything you need to know about this Dark Souls 3 overhaul mod before playing it. Where to get it and how to install it, how to fix potential crashes, and how well it performs. We'll also talk about the multiplayer, and I will share my first impressions, of course. This video has chapters for easier navigation, and it also contains minor spoilers. I'll be showing one of the locations, the hub area, and one boss. First few chapters of the video will be footage from the vanilla Dark Souls 3, but starting from first impressions chapter, I'll be showing Archthrones footage, so be careful, you might want to avoid it if you want to go in blind, or just tab out and listen. Also a quick disclaimer, this is not a review or a critique video, just my first impressions along with some important information. Right, so where to get it and how to install it. First of all, make sure you have a clean version of Dark Souls 3 with no additional mods, texture packs, etc. You can either verify integrity of your game files, right click on Dark Souls 3 in your library, then properties, installed files, verify integrity, or just do a fresh install. Another requirement is to own both Dark Souls 3 DLCs, Ashes of Ariandel and The Ringed City. Installing the mod can't be easier, really. Just download an archive from Nexus Mods or Archthrones website, all the links are in the description to this video, and simply drag and drop the contents into your game folder where your Dark Souls 3 executable is. Just in case, to find your game folder, right click on Dark Souls 3 in your Steam library, then hit properties, then installed files, and then browse. Easy. After that, you need to launch the game like you usually do and wait. The mod is shipped with this thing called Lazy Loader, and it will download all the required files. Ideally, that's it. It should work from there, but unfortunately you might experience crashes. The most frequent one, as far as I know, is when you interact with the first bonfire. And here's how you fix the crashes. There are two ways apparently. The first one is described in the readme please notepad file that comes with the mod. I actually recommend reading it regardless of how tech savvy or experienced with modding you are, and it's down patching your game to version 1.15. All the links and instructions on how to do that are in the readme, but unfortunately it didn't work for me. Downloading the executable shared by a Nexus mod user Picker worked just fine though. Just downloaded it, replaced my executable with it, and it fixed the issue for me completely. The game stopped crashing. The link to it is in the description as well, but just so you know, I'm not the one who posted it. I don't own it. Use it at your own risk. Now that we're all set, let's venture into spoiler territory, and if you don't want to spoil the fun of discovering new stuff the mod has to offer, either stop watching now or just minimize the tab and listen. You can also subscribe to the channel and come back later. So in Archthrones you can travel to different worlds from the main hub, akin to Demon Souls, and each world features different locations. Some of them are reimagined locations from Dark Souls 3, some of them are locations from other From Software games, different enemies and bosses, again some of them are Dark Souls 3 enemies, some of them are completely new or come from different From Software games. Along the way you meet new and already familiar characters. There's a firekeeper and she's got shoes. There's a sad crestfallen warrior who's pretty much your storage box manager. No conniptions this time as far as I know. There's a Sekiro inspired sculptor. Andre the blacksmith is here too. It's really impressive and it feels like an official DLC or something. So like I said, I'm only showing one location you can get to through one of the Archthrones, and it's called War-Torn Village. It's undead settlement from Dark Souls 3, but it's reimagined, and it feels really nice to go through a place that you know very well, but it's different at the same time. Enemy placement is different, enemies are different, starting point is different, and it takes you some time to realize that, hey, I actually know this place, I've been here before. It also looks fantastic visually. In the end, you fight a boss called Angelic Siege Golem, and it looks quite familiar. It's a very easy boss, took me a few tries to beat. The most difficult part about it was avoiding the attacks in 15 FPS. Seriously, the rest of the time it was at a steady 60, but during the boss fight it tanked really hard, probably because of all the fancy effects. Just a few words about the difficulty and so-called yellow paint. From Software games are known for not holding your hand at all, and with Archthrones it's no different. So you have 5 Archthrones in the hub area that lead to different locations, and the game doesn't tell you where to go at all. I decided to check them all one by one, and 3 out of 5 were extremely difficult. Not because get good scrub, the enemies there are just way too strong. You deal so little damage to them and it just takes forever to kill one. They, on the other hand, just kill you with 1 or 2 taps. I thought, okay, maybe it's too early for me to be here, try the next one, same shit. And the next one, and so on. You get the idea. I guess the intention here was to let the player try every Archthrone first to see which one is more suitable for a new character. Just like in Dark Souls 1, you can either go to Undead Burg or the Cemetery or New Londo Ruins. I like that a lot. No yellow paint at all. So just like with any other From Software game, if you feel like an area is too tough, you probably shouldn't be there. If you are playing Archthrones and it's unreasonably difficult, try a different world. I guess there's no point for me in being vague anymore. You can start with War-Torn Village just like I did, but just so you know, there's another location that is relatively easy for your new character. And a little bit about performance too. Like I said earlier, it runs very well at a stable 60 FPS, but during some boss fights, your frame rate can get as low as 15 or 20, and Angelic Siege Golem is a great example. There's absolutely no point in comparing Archthrones to other games in terms of performance. I'm not trying to do that. Just letting you know that it has FPS dips here and there, mostly during boss fights. It can be annoying, but I'm pretty sure it will be fixed given time. I've also experienced some flickering in some areas. You can see one instance of it on the screen, and also ambient sounds abruptly ending in some areas. This is definitely not a nitpick, I'm just pointing out some glitches that I've found in the demo. I'd also like to mention the multiplayer aspect of Archthrones, sorry. So you can play online because there are dedicated servers for it. You can see messages, you can leave messages, you can summon other players or get summoned. It's pretty impressive when it works. It didn't work for me though. I kept getting disconnected from the server, but luckily the game lets you play it offline, just like the vanilla Dark Souls 3 does, which is fantastic. As far as I know, there's no PvP just yet, but it's in the works. Actually, I don't know where I got that from. I can't seem to find the source now, but it's probably from the Nexus Mods comment section. This needs to be fact checked, so if you can find or know any information in regards to PvP, share it in the comments. And most importantly, no, you can't get banned for using this mod because, as I said earlier, there is a dedicated server for Archthrones and it obviously doesn't overlap with official servers. You're safe. And that's pretty much it. Tell me what you think about the game in the comments. Let me know if you like this format too. I'm pretty new to it. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting a Dragon's Dogma 2 video this week, so don't miss that. If you want me to cover Dark Souls Archthrones again, maybe review the demo, let me know in the comments. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mighty Melvo and join our Discord for chats. Thank you for watching. See ya.